very prominent and energetic fighter for equality and diversity in sport and elsewhere. Stephen Fry, glasses on, having a look at the order of service in some detail, just tucked in there at the back of one of the sections in the congregation. Someone who knows the King very well. And in this sector of the congregation, we have faith leaders and leaders of the communities belonging to Christian churches. And there we can see two former Archbishops of Canterbury, George Carey on the left and Rowan Williams, with John Senton, with the former Archbishop of York, and of course Archbishop Angelos and other faith leaders. They'll be joined a little later as well by the Chief Rabbi, Sir Ephraim Nervis, who is part of one of the processions. He will be one of those taking part today, because as we look at the gathering of leaders of Christian faith and other faiths, we are reminded of the fact that the King, of course, has gone out of his way to say that he will defend people of all faiths and people of no faith, respecting the freedom of the individual. Lionel Richie, very familiar face, who will be singing in the concert in Windsor tomorrow, but he is a global ambassador for the Prince's Trust. There we have a glimpse of the very fine organ at Westminster Abbey, built by Harrison and Harrison of Durham back in 1937 for the coronation of King George VI and Queen Elizabeth, replacing an earlier instrument from 1848. It really is one of the finest organs in the world, and it'll be heard to great effect in this service today, being played at the moment by the assistant organist, Matthew Yorish, and during the service, a little before the service, will be played by Peter Holder, who is the sub-organist of Westminster Abbey. Very fine organists who will be making sure that the singing is disciplined and that it'll all be very well supported. So the congregation enjoying the music and really just looking ahead now to some of the processions beginning. And talking of processions, let's go outside again and join Claire.
Hugh, thank you. The crowds that are gathered along the Mall and Whitehall have been hearing already the marching bands. You see the drum major leading the corps of drums. And I'm delighted to say that alongside me this morning will be Brigadier Greville Bibby, CBE, former regimental lieutenant colonel of the Coldstream Guards. And Greville, what we will see over the course of both the King's procession and the Coronation procession is the most outstanding display of military marching. And there is a real skill to this. And why is the music important? Because that's not just for entertainment purposes.
No, it's not, Claire. You can see the corps of drums there, and they are an integral part of the fighting battalion. So their music, the reason they have those is because as they go into battle and lead the men into battle, they can put the drums on their backs and take up the fighting.
Fascinating information and also a great sound outside as well as inside the Abbey.
So high above the nave in the organ loft, we have the Coronation Orchestra, which is to be conducted by Sir Antonio Pappano. There he is, the music director of the Royal Opera House. They'll start with Brighter Visions Shine Afar, new work by the composer Judith Weir. start with Antonio Papano there, and all the while, of course, people joining the congregation. Other countries, there'll be representatives of Commonwealth countries joining us a little later on, and of course we're still being joined by faith leaders from around the world. So as they're taking their place, let's rejoin Sir Antonio and a great work from The Planets by Gustav Holst.